Hi, Professor. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time to talk to you about My Communication Lab for your upcoming courses. Before we get started and get into the lab and take a closer look at it, I always like to show professors our portal page, our home page. This would be MyCommunicationLab.com. My Communication Lab is an online resource that works with any of the Pearson communication courses and books. For your class, I know you're teaching speech and interpersonal communication, so your students for both courses would log in at this portal. A few things that I want to point out. It's really important for you and your students to have the best possible experience, and we certainly don't want any kind of technology issues to hinder the learning process or a smooth start to using our products. So I like to start here and emphasize what we have on our portal page to help you and your students. The first thing that I like to point out is the browser tune-up. Everyone needs to do that one time on any device that they're using the MyLab product on. And I always tell students, even if they're using a MyLab for another course, which they probably are, they still need to do the browser tune-up for each MyLab because they may have different plugins depending on the MyLab. It only takes, about 15 to 20 seconds to complete that browser tune-up. The other thing I like to point out is the support tab. Under the support tab, we have a list of resources for the instructor as well as for the student. So the getting started, these are registration directions, top questions that students have, and if they still are having issues, we like to emphasize to students, and we recommend this for you too, that you manage technical support issues right up front and put it on your syllabus. Remind them that if they have any kind of technical issues that they need to contact us at Pearson and not you. Honestly, about 99% of the problems have to do with students not following the directions on the registration or possibly a pop-up blocker or something simple like adding a plug-in. And all of those issues are addressed right here, as well as, like I said, on the home page. Now for you, you also have some resources for getting started in creating a course. I like to click on the training to show you. Today is just an overview, so this isn't really a training, and I don't expect you to remember everything. So you can always come back to the portal page, and we have some great resources here. Now, should your department decide to adopt My Communication Lab, we can come in and do an in-person training if our schedules will allow that. However, if that doesn't work out, we can also invite you to join us on the webinars. We have these weekly, and you and your colleagues can get on a webinar from the comfort of your home or your office, and we'll have somebody either from Pearson or a faculty advocate, someone that's already using My Communication Lab, get on the phone and walk you through. Then we also have the self-paced training. What the self-paced training allows you to do is go through a MyLab training step by step on your own. It's more static, but some people work well this way. And then you don't have to be tied to a calendar for the webinars. All right, so without further ado, we'll go ahead and come back here. The portal site, this is where students will register their access code that they either got with their textbook. They can purchase online as well. They can click here, and the first thing they're going to be asked for is a course ID. We're not going to get into that today, but when you do set up a course ID is generated, and the students are given that, and that will register them into your course. So I am actually already signed in, And we're going to go ahead and go to our course that we set up. And a few things that I want to point out. More and more students are interested in getting their textbook in a digital form because they've invested in a laptop or a device such as an iPad or an Android device. So I want to point out that MyCommunicationLab does come with an ebook. In this case, we're looking at the DK DK speaker, which is our brief DK speech text. The e-text is page for page, exactly the same as the print text. It is, you can highlight, you can take notes. Go ahead and take a look at this. And all your notes and highlights are saved so that when you come back to study later, all of your notes and your highlighting is saved in a very easy to access spot. Sometimes we get the question of if the ebook is searchable, and it is. So we'll type in something that many students have. And this is a very, very quick way to find all of the places in the text where a particular topic is discussed. And so you can click and launch right into that page. Okay. Looks like we can make that a little bit bigger. Okay. You can also type in a page number here, and you can advance the pages as well. If you do take notes or make highlights, those will be saved over in this area. And here's your highlighter. Okay, here's your notes. Students love this. They can also, and so as can you, download an Pearson eText app. You can go to the Apple Store if you have an Apple device, or you can go to Google Play if you have an Android device and download the Pearson eText app, and that's free. And if you have access to a Pearson MyLab, you will be able to access and oftentimes download the text onto your device so that you can read it offline. In addition to the e-text, students are also able to listen to the text, and as long as they have a web browser, they can listen on their cell phones as well. Let's take a look at a couple of the other features that we have in MyCommunicationLab. So our course content is organized by chapter. In each chapter, we have a pre-test. The pre-test gives you a baseline and the students a baseline understanding of where they are for the content in that particular chapter. They can only take it one time, and then they get a study plan based on that pre-test. We also have quizzes and flashcards within the chapter, and then a post-test, and then a practice exam. Oopsie. Yeah. I also want to point out the course calendar. If you want to assign anything to students, you can assign activities for them that'll show up on their course calendar. So let's take a look by month. So if you have something due, you can post both assignments that you create as well as resources from MyCommunicationLab, and you would do that under the instructor tools. And I actually can't find that, so we're going to skip that for now. But since we're here, I will show you the robust instructor tools that we have. PowerPoints, we've got your PowerPoints here. You've got a test bank. This is just going to be a PDF. Your instructor's manual, the multimedia library. We'll come back to that. My Test, that's if you want to make an online, or excuse me, you can use our online test builder to create print tests, and also you can export into Blackboard as well if you have a Blackboard LMS. Let's go back to the multimedia library. And if you click here, this will give you an idea of the vast amount of media support that we have within the MyLab. It's all organized by chapter. So it's an easy place for you and the students to access resources for the course. Whoops, let's go back here. Two last things I want to mention. Media share. Media share can be used in several different ways, and every semester I'm hearing new creative ways to use the site. This is an example. Okay, so this is a demo public speaking course for this semester. So students would register into Media Share, and your class roster as the students register would show up over here to the right, and it works very much like a social networking group. So when students upload maybe speeches or presentations, PowerPoints, whatever it may be, they're uploading it into a safe, contained environment of within your class. So they don't have to upload their speeches to a public site like YouTube. And this is really appealing for both instructors and for students. It's really, really easy to use. If you're going to go ahead and set up a course, you do that here. And then you can create an assignment. In this case, we've got a couple of assignments loaded up. And I'll just click here because I know that there is a video posted here. So you would let the students know what the assignment is, and then they can use their cell phones or their computers or video cameras, and if they're uploading a video, and they just attach it just like an email and pop it into the site. What's really great is within the program, it allows you to set the parameters so that you can make it so that the rest of the students can see and comment on a student's speech, or you can make it just so that you can see it or you can comment. If you'll notice here, this student speech, we won't watch it now, but we have real-time commenting. So as you are watching the student's speech, you can give on-the-spot comments so that when they play their speech back, they can see your comments or comments from other students in their class. As an instructor, you also have the opportunity to use the rubric over here to the right. So as you're watching the speech, you can actually go ahead and use the rubric to score the student's speech. This student didn't do that great. I think she got a 38. So, all right. So that's just media share in a very quick introduction. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is the writing space. And this is an area where students have an opportunity to do writing practice. And we understand that that is definitely a way to get students to do more critical thinking. And it also gives you a nice space where you can create an assignment, and you can actually provide students with resources and a rubric and a place for you to score their papers. Thank you so much. Have a good day.